And that's the problem. And this brings me to the other part of why I'm running. Because this administration is all about smoke and mirrors. It's about telling you that everything is great. It's about grass and flowers and beautification and a $150,000 fountain that's going to go in Everett Square. When we
in front of my building.
Where we have other fountains.
Which I don't want.
And that's going to raise your taxes because it's going to beautify the square.
Yeah.
You know?
You can maintain it.
The reason.
The kids will be, listen, the kids will be playing it. We're gonna have lawsuits and liability.
That fountain, and again, please don't get me wrong, okay? That fountain has actually been tossed around, discussed for about 2 years. But it wasn't until this year that they got the brainstorm to say, let's call it the 10th anniversary 9/11 memorial fountain. That wasn't. They've been trying to find a way to present that for 2 years, and we have a memorial in front of the library. Are you aware of that? And I asked the mayor 2 months ago, before 9/11, that memorial needed to be repaired in time for the 10th anniversary. And if you go look at it right now, you'll still see it's damaged. They made no effort, and the reason they did no effort is because they didn't want to call attention to it so they can justify this fountain. And I raised this question up at the city council meeting. If you saw the meeting, I hope you understand that I don't feel I asked the mayor any questions that a city council should be asking. How much is it going to cost? How much is it going to cost to maintain? Who's going to pay to repair it 3 years from now if it breaks down? It's not going to be donations. The question came up. The bottom of the base of it is this high. How are you going to keep little kids out of it? He didn't have an answer. But his answer to almost every question I asked at that city council meeting was the same. You know, shame on you for politicizing this. How is this politicizing, asking some simple questions?
Right.
And then I get bashed in the Advocate. You must have saw the piece in the Advocate. That bashed me for grilling the mayor's wife, because he had his wife up there. Now, I'm going to guarantee you, as your mayor, I'm never going to go up there and bring my wife to hide behind. And I mean that seriously, because there was no good reason for her to be there. I respect her, and I asked her one question the entire night. And the only reason I asked her one question is because all my questions regarding the city were directed at the chief executive officer of the city, the mayor. He's the one who's ultimately responsible. The only question I asked her...
Is she on the payroll?
No.
Is she not on the payroll?
No. The only question I asked her the entire night was, I'm sorry you weren't able to make the last month's meeting. I understand you were ill. Are you feeling better now? Shame on me. And, you know, if you didn't see the meeting, I wrote a response to this, and I could show you the meeting. Watch the meeting. And what I'm saying is true. I never asked her one question. And yet the Advocate trashed me for grilling her and tearing down her, you know, and disrespecting all the accomplishments she's had to clean up the city. I have nothing against a clean city. The city's going to stay just as clean as it is now. I give you that as a commitment. Because we have the resources to do it. If you take, I'll tell you right now, if you take city employees off of watering these hanging plants at midnight,
Right. Yeah.
a time and a half,
Yeah.
and a night differential, down south, do you know how they have these hanging plants set up down south?
Yeah.
You think they go out there and water them every day in the hot sun? There are beautiful looking artificial plants that you can't tell the difference. You hang them up there, you don't have to maintain them, and at the end of the season you take them down, you clean them off, you store them away, and next year you put them up again. And it doesn't cost anybody any money to have city employees pulled off of important jobs to water plants.